Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the awards contender. How excited are we that Stunt Design is finally an approved Oscar category, coming just in time for the Academy Awards 100th anniversary in 2028. We are adding a new category, Best Stunt Design, which has been something talked about for years, decades, right? Like, I remember back in the 90s, 2000s, I would see that online here and there. Why is there not a stunt category at the Oscars? We celebrate so many forms of the filmmaking craft. Stunt work is so pivotal to thousands of movies. I mean, you go all the way back to the work of like Buster Keaton, Charlie Chaplin, like 100+ years ago. You look at all the action films, the genre films made throughout the decades, and it just seems like this is a category that should have been there at the Oscars since at least, I would say, like the 1980s, if not the 90s. Like, this should have been there a long time ago. I was very excited when the Academy finally introduced Best Casting, which is a category I have wanted for a while. I worked in casting for 2 years when I lived in LA. That's a very important job too. So I was thrilled to learn they were finally introducing Best Casting. The first year of that category is coming up here at the 98th Academy Awards in 2026. And that was the first new category the Academy had introduced in more than 20 years since Best Animated Feature came into being in 2002. The first win in that category was Shrek. And then we've had that category every year since. That's an important category. I can't imagine Best Animated Feature not being there. Now we have Best Casting coming up in just a few months. The films of 2025 are eligible for Best Casting, so I'm really excited about that. And then, I don't know how much I've talked about this on the channel, but I have assumed if the Academy was going to introduce another category, Best Stunt Design made the most sense. That's the one you see online the most. That's the one people say, this needs to happen. But because it took more than 20 years for the Academy to introduce a new category, I was like, I don't know, maybe it will take another decade, maybe another 2 decades for Best Stunt Design to happen. But here it is, just out of nowhere. The announcement came a few hours ago, and I was like, holy shit, we have Best Stunt Design coming to the Oscars just in time for its 100th anniversary. That's kind of cool, and also depressing in a way. It's like we have had the Academy Awards for 100 years without a category recognizing stunt work? That doesn't feel right to me. You look at the movies that have been made going all the way back 100+ years, and it seems like it should have been there for a long time. It got me thinking, of course, going back many decades, if this category had existed, what movie would have won in each respective year? So give me some thoughts in the comments below, because I'm making that top 10 video. What would have been the top 10 best wins in Best Stunt Design going back many, many years? So if you didn't see it, this was the announcement quote from Academy CEO Bill Kramer and Academy President Janet Yang. They said in the announcement for Best Stunt Design coming into being, they said, quote, "Since the early days of cinema, stunt design has been an integral part of filmmaking. We are proud to honor the innovative work of these technical and creative artists, and we congratulate them for their commitment and dedication in reaching this momentous occasion." End quote. Something I was not aware of was that this really happened in a way because of a few select people pushing this hard on the Academy, like director and producer David Leitch, who made The Fall Guy last year, which was a celebration of stunt people, right? He started as a stunt performer and coordinator before becoming a director, and he, along with stunt coordinator and designer Chris O'Hara of Stunts Unlimited and some others, made several presentations to the Academy, leading to the Board of Governors finally approving this awards category. So this didn't just come out of nowhere. It's not like the Academy woke up one day, the Board of Governors, and said, you know, we should approve Best Stunt Design. Like, that should be a thing. Like, no, there were specific people, influential people in film and things, like, pushing this, like, giving presentations, saying, come on, like, it's time for Best Stunt Design to be a category, and it was finally approved. David Leitch, of course, was thrilled. He said, quote, "Stunts are essential to every genre of film and rooted deep in our industry's history. From the groundbreaking work of early pioneers like Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, and Charlie Chaplin, to the inspiring artistry of today's stunt designers, coordinators, performers, and choreographers, this has been a long journey for so many of us. Chris O'Hara and I have spent years working to bring this moment to life, standing on the shoulders of the stunt professionals who have fought tirelessly for recognition over the decades. We are incredibly grateful. Thank you, Academy." End quote. So yeah, this is really exciting. I am all for change at the Academy Awards, like adding a new category here and there. Making the occasional change, I think, is a good thing as the Academy Awards reaches 100 years. And I think stunt design just makes sense. That should be a part of this show. That is such an important part of films. Not just action movies, but all kinds of movies, you know, that have stunts in them. I think this is really great. It's an important new category. Now, when I say I like change, that doesn't mean I want like tons of new categories that shouldn't be there. You know, best popular film. Remember when that was being floated? Like, we'll have like best picture, but then we'll also have a category talking about like, well, what was like the best box office movie of the year? Like, that I don't want. That should never be an Oscar category. There are some things that could be announced out of nowhere that would make me cringe. You know, best popular film, that would make me cringe and I would not be happy. I would be on here like no, do away with that category. That should not be there. Are there other new categories I would like to see happen? Of course, I mean, best voiceover performance, I think would be really great. I always think about Robin Williams for Aladdin, and they can't compete because it's voiceover work. That has never felt right to me. So voiceover performance, I think, would be a really cool category. That's the one that comes to mind. I'd have to like, you know, get some feedback and, you know, have you guys throw out some ideas. Like what other categories would you love to see? I mean, I don't want there to be like 15 new categories introduced in the next 5 years. And then the Academy Awards just, it looks entirely different. I don't know if I would like that. But the occasional change, the occasional new category, I think is a good thing for the Oscars. And I think we have been waiting a long time for best stunt design. Now, to be perfectly clear, and I'm not 100% on this, you guys can give me your feedback, I don't think best stunt design is necessarily rewarding all of the stunt people on the movie. I think that would be too many Oscar statuettes, right? Like that would be like 50, 100 statuettes. I think the best stunt design Oscar will go to like one person or a small group of people who were like in charge of the choreography of all the stunts in the movie. Like how best cinematography, it doesn't go to everybody who was like behind the camera on the movie. It's the director of photography, like the person in charge of that element of the filmmaking. I think best stunt design might just go to one person, someone who was in charge of the choreography of all the stunts in the film. That's my understanding of like who will get the Oscar trophy for best stunt design. I know SAG introduced best stunt ensemble. I think I read it was 2007 or so when that came into being at SAG. I think that honors like the entire ensemble of stunt performers for the movie. Like The Fall Guy just won that a few weeks ago at SAG. Best stunt ensemble for The Fall Guy. I don't think that just goes to like one person. I think that goes to a bunch of stunt performers. But this Oscar, Best Stunt Design, I think might just go to one person or two or three, like people who were really involved with the choreography. That's my understanding. But this is a big win, guys. This is a huge win. 2 categories I have wanted to see for a long time. Best Casting and Best Stunt Design. And they're here, man. Or they're coming soon, right? Casting is basically here. Like, that'll show up in a few months. You know, we're still a few years away from Best Stunt Design. It's not like it's happening right away. 2028, that's still 3 years away. So any film that is released in 2027 will be the first year of movies that are eligible for Best Stunt Design. So it's like, wow, they're really ending Mission Impossible this year. It's like all of the amazing stunt work and those many films going back to the 90s. Like, maybe they should make one more final Mission Impossible for 2027, and finally give that franchise a big Oscar win, right? Like, would Tom Cruise be, like, one of the people who'd be awarded this trophy? I don't think so. Is he a choreographer of stunts on the movies? I know he performs them. We've seen behind-the-scenes footage of him really, like, gripping onto that plane and stuff. Like, would he get his own trophy in stunt design? I don't think so. I think there would be a specific choreographer who would actually take home the trophy. But wouldn't that be funny? Like, Tom Cruise goes up there and holds up his first Oscar win, and it's in stunts. I don't think that would happen, but I will be curious to see how this category plays out, the kind of films that will get rewarded. Will it only be, like, the biggest blockbuster movies of the year? Might it be some smaller films? Like, I'm intrigued. I'll be very intrigued to see how this all plays out. But yeah, I had to make a video for all of you talking about this new category, Best Stunt Design. I have been waiting many years for this. I know many of you have too. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this new Oscar category, Best Stunt Design, and I'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.